I've been using this tool, this model, this way of delivering ACT, which is known as the ACT Matrix since June 2009. And it's a super simple, intuitive tool that we can share with our clients, but also that we can use to, it's almost like a dashboard that we can use both in our interventions and in actual fact in various domains of our lives. And that will always help us to know where we are in terms of what matters, in terms of the obstacles that can show up, in terms of what we do in reaction to those obstacles, and also in terms of what we want to do, what we could do to move towards what really matters, in other terms, to behave like the person we want to be. It's super simple, and once we start using it, then it works as a compass in a way, and we always know where we're going, where we are, and when we can impart this to our clients, it can make a really long-lasting difference to our personal lives.
And sometimes we ask our client whether it would be relevant that they bring examples of situations, and it actually increases the ability to notice what is relevant. So it's a very simple tool, but it's a very simple tool that really supports observation, self-observation. And what I've seen is that people become much faster aware of what's going on, the patterns of behaviors, what triggers them, how they react, and it's a way for them to learn much quicker how to respond rather than react. And what is very interesting, I mean, one of my clients, it's named it the thriving diagram. So isn't that neat?
I've also heard it called the life map, or it's in a way, it's a kind of a GPS system, and it only works if you first set where you want to go. And this is one thing that's at the heart of ACT and heart of using this matrix, but also the heart of the way I know you work in your coaching and we train in our workshops, which is really to start and in fact to end and even to continue with what truly matters to the coachee, right? Because there's been, of course, those are buzzwords in the organizational world, meaning, finding meaning, resonant leaderships, and all these things. But of course, in the actual working economic context, it's extremely difficult to align one's own deepest values with what one is doing in the professional work, in the wider environment. And so long as this alignment doesn't happen, then, in a way, you're kind of phoning it in. You're not fully present to what you're doing professionally. And this is where you get into, all sorts of difficulties, and you find that your work lacks meaning. And one thing that's really central to our approach in general, but to ACT in general, not just the two of us, is this focus on what really matters. I mean, another way to say it is how to fully be ourselves in our professional lives, but much more broadly in this thing we call life. And ACT starts with this, continues with this, and ends with this, and everything else is organized around this. So what truly matters, what I can do to move towards what truly matters, what shows up and stands in the way of me moving towards what truly matters, and what I do when these things stand in the way, and what works and what doesn't work when I react in this way, or when I start acting, as you say, when I start acting and moving towards what matters. So to me, this is really the key, and this is why ACT has so much to give to the coaching world. And in terms of people who already know ACT and are moving in the coaching world, I think the way we deliver it is also extremely interesting, because your own experience of having been an executive coach for many years before you came across ACT gives you really a kind of prime seat and a lot of lived experience into how to not just say, do ACT and in this particular way, but look at the whole coaching approach in general. And this is where it fits, and this is how it actually allows you to integrate so many things that you already know how to do, so many other approaches and tools.
Yeah, it's already for the coach to bring their energy also where it matters. it's easier actually to go from what am I already doing? What are the tools and approaches? What is my model for coaching? And then to see how each elements of the ACT perspective will enhance what I already do. And this is from this that we have started this ICF accredited workshop. And we're touching on many elements that are trained also elsewhere, but that come all together in a very efficient way for the coach to work with their client on several processes like purpose, values, mindfulness, perspective taking, decision making. So we are working all around those processes, and bringing psychological flexibility to all those processes really does increase the quality of the work that has been done with the clients. And this is why we're so passionate about it.